Look, I can't help but think that now might be a good time for a little fire and ice. These
Do not know.
There's never a good time for fire and ice.
What happens when you mix fire and ice?
warm water, baby.
It's bubbling, baby. Warm.
Look, I can't help but think that now might be a good time for a little fire and ice. These
Do not know. There's never a good time for fire and ice. What happens when you mix fire and ice?
warm water, baby.
It's bubbling, baby. Warm water. Warm water.
It's Saturday afternoon, and it is Mike Tipton along with Brandon the Iceman Collin. We're hanging out at Buffalo Wild Wings, 655 Sunland Park Drive on the west side of El Paso. It is a wonderful holiday type day today because, nothing says the holiday is like 85 degrees.
Right? Yes. In most parts of the country, it's a little chilly, but here it is uncharacteristically and seasonably warm. But I tell you what, I'll take 70-something degrees in the third week of December, any day of the week. That's the ultimate golfing weather.
I was about to say, like there's a part of me that misses having snow and cold and stuff like that. And then I feel the snow and cold, and I remember, no, I'd much rather have it warm.
Oh, yeah.
But like this is solid, good Christmas weather for us. I hope it sticks this way as we get ready for the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. You can see me repping my Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl shirt that I've got right here as well. But Brandon, there are a few things that you look at like online. Like, I don't know if you ever get caught in these things. It's like these so satisfying type videos, right? Destiny does it. It's like gel type stuff, like you squish it together and it makes noises and stuff like that. And it does these things where it makes you feel good just looking at the way that it sounds and all that. That's exactly how I felt last night watching Jake Paul get the shit knocked out.
Oh, yeah, that was great. He had it coming. And you know what? He's such a buffoon. The way he likes to dance around, all he was doing was just grabbing Joshua. And, like it's a clown show. I mean, and I'll tell you, Joshua, get easy on him. You have to think, well, the layoff, he's been off for 18 months or whatever it is, or else he would have probably knocked him out in the first round. It took 5 rounds or whatever. But ultimately, he kept falling on the ground, on the canvas. I was like, what is this crap that we're watching? This is boxing.
It looked like to me like Anthony Joshua was playing with his food. Like it just wasn't. Yeah. And like you said, he had to get his legs under him. He had to get back into that boxing rhythm and doing stuff like that. But you could see. And again, I get it. I understand everything that Jake Paul does, all that good stuff, right? You can see the difference between a world-class boxer and just some guy.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
it was insanely obvious to me.
Yeah.
And then the power, just the lightning bolt that came out of Anthony Joshua's right hand when he broke Jake Paul's face. Jake Paul had to undergo surgery today. Has 3 plates now in his mouth because of how disgusting it was that Anthony Joshua just laid into him. And I don't know if you saw the pictures of the video leading up to that punch. Anthony Joshua smiling like it's about to end right now.
Yeah, I know. And Josh and Jake Paul sticking his tongue out and being a buffoon, and then literally after that it was over. And again, look, it sucks about boxing. I mean, boxing's kind of become a sideshow, and that's why UFC is far superior nowadays. And of course, next year you got Tyson, I guess, supposedly, I think it's April, going to fight Mayweather. And it's like, what kind of BS is nowadays with boxing, all the Michigas and Yiddish, which means the bullshit, literally. I mean, it's really become kind of disgusting in a sense where you can't get any great fights that occur on a yearly basis anymore. But I mean, look, somebody had to shut the guy up. And I guess it was him to take care of business, literally and figuratively.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I was going to get to, right? Like, it's a shame that this is what once again brings boxing to the forefront. Right? So, like, say what you will about Jake Paul as a fighter, as any of this other stuff that he's got going on. He is one hell of a marketer.
Sure he is.
And you look at like the amount of money that the people on his undercards get paid just because they're associated with what Jake Paul is doing. Like it's to me, it's awesome to watch, right? Like to see that aspect of it. But the sideshow that boxing has become, where these exhibitions are more important than the actual matches.
It's a joke. Well, I will say this, and this is what I do like, though. when the first big match was on Netflix, that was a joke too because of the quality of the broadcast. But now, in my opinion, going forward, you're going to see more and more huge bouts on Netflix. And I'm not talking, obviously right now it's Paramount with the UFC. That's starting next year. There's going to be no more review cards. But I'm talking about any big fights going forward. They're all going to be on Netflix. And good for Netflix because you know what? They finally learned to put together a semi-decent quality broadcast.
The thing is like it's only going to get better for Netflix. And if you've been following any of the business stuff that's out there as far as the streaming services and things like that go, Netflix wanting to buy Warner Brothers Discovery would give Netflix the infrastructure to keep increasing the quality and the value of these broadcasts that they're doing, which to me is what's most important, right?
Sure.
Like they're even their football broadcasts that they had last year, like everyone was worried about them that they would be bad. They were really good.
We got you on Christmas Day too, coming up, our Cowboys. Oh,
exactly.
Boy. Yeah. No, and that's the thing is that you're going to start seeing more and more live sporting events on Netflix. I mean, Netflix is becoming this schnitzel bam boom, literally right in front of our eyes. I mean, they already are. They already have the best streaming shows. They already have some of the best sporting events, and it's just getting better and bigger. And the greatest thing is, I pay like, I don't know, $8 or $9 a month because I watch the ads to save, $10 a month.
No.
That's just me because I'm from Jerusalem. But anyways, long story short, I'm sorry, I'm terrible. Happy Hanukkah, by the way, everybody. I watch the ads. I kind of keeps me busy, and $8 a month, and you get to watch all this great stuff, and it's a hell of a lot cheaper than getting some of the other streaming networks, right?
Yeah, I mean that's the best part about it. Shout out to Cool Super Cool who's asking me to say his name. There you go. Okay, so whenever we look at like that aspect of it, right? Like the broadcast aspect of it is going to be awesome, right? Like that's all that we care about, and hopefully boxing can find a way to get better at this. If I'm Jake Paul, I don't have a reason to step into the ring anymore.
Oh no!
Right?
I mean, what for?
I would become like the next Don King. Like I would just promote the hell out of it.
Why you want to risk your longevity?
Exactly. So for me, if I'm Jake Paul, like I would be interested to see if he goes that route. But again, you look at him and his brother, right? They are phenomenal athletes. Say what you will about them, whatever it is that you want to say about them, but they are phenomenal athletes, and they really do embrace the culture that it takes to be near the upper echelon of what it is in either sport that they're doing, right? But if you're Jake Paul, you're not going to be able to chase that lightning anymore, right? That feeling, that lightning in the bottle that you get, the adrenaline rush of being in the ring, because now you've got what I think many people would consider a target in boxing.
Yeah.
If you get a big heavyweight like Anthony Joshua again, because you want to fight in the heavyweight division,
come on,
that jaw is now a glass jaw. The way that I don't know if you saw the video of him trying to open his mouth, like with the camera right in front of him, and his entire just concaved in. It was gross to watch.
I mean, the Tyson fight was a joke because Tyson's 60 years old, and that was not a fight. That was a disgrace in my opinion. Again, these exhibition fights, I mean, again, they're just hard to watch, and they're hard to watch because it's just ridiculous to see what has occurred with. It's funny because I was remembering the 90s and even some of the 2000s and the glory days of boxing, at least in our lifetime, and where everything used to be so awesome when you had all of the amazing middleweights and the heavyweights, and even getting back to the 80s, very nice, the days of the legendary middleweights, and that was boxing. That was where everybody and their brother would get together on a Saturday night and watch what was an epic bout. The Julio Cesar Chavez's, the Mike Tyson's, the Razor Ruddocks, the Lennox Lewis. I mean, it goes George Foreman, on and on. That was when boxing was in its glory days. And of course, you could go back to the 70s and the 60s. But in our lifetime, as I'm knowing, today, though, again, I just can't get over how pathetic, unfortunately, it's become. And I hate to say it like that, but it's true.
Shout out to Vince who tuned in here as well. Augustine saying it's called being Jewip.
Oh, I guess so.
So there you go. He's the one letting you know what it is.
Thank you.
And then going on to say that Jake Paul should become a promoter. I mean, respect for what he did yesterday, standing up to AJ, but that yesterday was just a massacre. he didn't stand up to Anthony Joshua.
Yeah.
He called out Anthony Joshua.
Yeah, and Anthony Joshua said, "I won't take any of that rubbish."
Yeah. Yeah, once Anthony Joshua was like, "I'm done with this match."
Yeah.
He was done with that match
Now,
in a very explosive way.
And I will say this though, in terms of big fights, I would like to see Tyson Fury come out of retirement to fight Joshua. That would
One
be
more time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
AJ, and because they never fought, and
They did? I
obviously
thought they did.
they've never fought.
I'm thinking of Andy
You're
Ruiz.
thinking of Ruiz,
Yeah.
and then of course the great trio of fights where Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder,
There we go.
which were
Deontay Wilder.
amazing fights, right? Especially the first one.
Feels racist.
Yes, it does. But anyways, that's the fight I want to see. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a big heavyweight fight. Do you think it's going to happen though, or do you see that being very far fetched because of their ages and all that, retirement and stuff like that?
I can see an aspect where if it's something that's promoted by like MVP Promotions, which is what Jake Paul owns, if it's a bout that's held together by them, where the paycheck is obviously going to be astronomical,
Over 100 million
right?
each. Yeah.
Like then I could see a match like that happening. But if it's through like the WBO or IBC or any of that stuff, like I don't feel like it's going to happen because we wish for these matches in boxing especially, and we never get them.
No.
Right? Like at least in their prime. Whenever we got Pacquiao Mayweather, Pacquiao was past his prime.
And they're supposed to fight again, I heard,
Oh God.
next year. That's what I heard. Everybody's coming at. Everyone's 100, and they're all fighting. You know what I mean?
But
It's
that's
crazy.
the thing, right? Like these, you can't. To me, you can't fight the boxers, right? Like if there's still an avenue out there for you to get paid as you're geriatric as hell,
Yeah.
and you can catch that one last payday, do something of that nature. By all means, go out and do it.
Why
right?
not? I mean, it's like if you told an NFL player 20 years later, "Hey, you can go play one more game," and
They would.
at a senior rate, though, where you're just going to kind of halfway walk, and like you and I try to run on the field for another 50 million, you're going to do it. You know what I mean? I mean, why not?
Did somebody bring up Andrew Young?
Andy Ruiz, we were talking about.
Oh, okay.
What about Andrew Young?
Oh, yeah, Pittsburgh is starting to like him.
Oh yeah. Well, there are all these old people, and we talk about Father Rivers coming back.
That's what I was about to say.
And
Like
actually throwing a touchdown pass. That was cool.
He looked halfway, like he couldn't
looked
move,
okay.
but he while he was in the
likes
pocket,
to butter
he
his
looked okay.
bacon.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
look, he could be adequate.
that's what I was saying. Phillip Rivers out there looking like the Pillsbury throw boy. I told y'all, like he is looking thick.
But Damian Tomlinson's coming back too.
Ashley Candelaria saying, I agree that boxing back in with boxing back in the day. Also agree that he should focus on promoting, talking about Jake Paul. And Augustine saying just the speed and power was incredible.
Yeah.
The way that, again, everyone, and I know like even in the post-fight press conference, Anthony Joshua was like, I should have just knocked him out in the first round.
Right.
You could tell Anthony Joshua was playing with his food.
Absolutely.
Like that's all it was. A
all it
lion stalking a hurt animal
Yeah.
is what this was. And whenever he decided, okay, I'm done being here, he wasn't even sweating. Jake Paul was just drenched.
And notice how he didn't throw any punches in the first round. I
No.
think Jake Paul threw 3, he threw 2.
Mhm.
It was all playing possum and feeling his opponent out and all that. And then all of a sudden started the circus act of let me just follow the canvas every 5 minutes. This is MMA, bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I mean, a lot of that too is whenever you saw Jake Paul, I think it was the first body shot that Anthony Joshua landed on him, where you watch Jake Paul just kind of like crumble a little bit, and you saw right there in his eyes, like, holy shit, this is an actual boxer.
Yeah.
Like there was a look of fear in Jake Paul's eyes that I had not seen in a boxing ring ever.
The Danny Glover expression from Lethal Weapon all of a sudden was very virulent. I'm getting too old for this shit.
And he got rocked.
Yes. he
Like
did.
again,
Oh, that right hand was epic.
dude.
The jawbreaker, right?
It-
That was the jawbreaker. Yeah.
It was again like a lightning bolt.
Damn.
It was insane.
Yeah.
And the fact
Oh, that's
that
gonna hurt.
But and then you see Jake Paul as he's on the floor, up against the ropes, and he like looks over. You can tell he's glazed over. He just looks at the guy and says, "Wow,
Sir,
like I was not
Sir,
expecting
you can hit.
that." Like holy hell, that guy's an actual boxer.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
wild. And again, I get what boxing is doing. You have to capitalize on who the hot guy is right now. The hot guy in the sport is Jake Paul.
Yeah.
But I'm also thinking if I'm Jake Paul, I create my own brand, right? Like I break off from like the WBF and like all of the other federations that are out there. I create my own thing because I've proven to these boxers, Stephanie Hahn, El Paso's own,
Oh, that's great.
that I can promote you. I can put you on a level. I'll
Sure.
get you on Netflix where you don't have to worry about buys. We just worry about streaming numbers and things of that nature.
Exactly.
If it's got Jake Paul associated with it, and you know Jake Paul is going to be there, his YouTube following, his social media following, they are loyal and dedicated. They are everywhere that he goes.
And you become a, like, not necessarily a Muhammad Ali, because Muhammad Ali was the greatest promoter of all time. He was the greatest self-promoter. Bob Arum, obviously, in our time. But it goes without saying that if you have somebody with a personality like him who comes out with the Hulk Hogan gear and puts on the dog and pony show and all that shit, you know what I mean? Right? Exactly. Then people love him and they respect him. And, you need to stick with what you're good at, and boxing isn't what you're good at. So you don't want to get killed, like I said.
He's good at boxing, right? Like, but he's
But he's
not
not a boxer.
he is.
Yeah.
He is.
Who has he
Like,
fought?
again, like
You know what I mean?
I know
Is
that'll
he
be
really
the
good
thing.
at boxing? I don't
But
know.
I
Doesn't seem
guarantee
like
you,
You know what I don't like?
if he was in the ring with you and I, he would dominate.
Well, of
us.
course he would. Anybody would dominate you. But like
I
my
like it that way.
stop it, please stop it. Okay, so I bet you do. That's for another topic at another time. But you know what I don't like about the dude and why he's not a real friggin' boxer is the way he keeps his guard. Okay, you're talking about somebody that's boxed before. The dude's got his guard like this. It's like, come on, bro. You're fighting a world-class heavyweight, and you're asking for
And you're
trouble.
leaving your entire
You're
face
leaving.
open.
You're like,
Yeah.
and you could tell how gassed he was, man. That dude, he cannot go over 3 rounds. Seriously, he was gassed, man.
Hit me in the face, just not my body.
Just don't hit me in the jaw.
Yeah. It can't take it. It cannot take this pain
exactly,
anymore.
Yeah.
Augustine saying that he had the feeling that it was going to be a fight like Apollo versus Drago. Someone did have to throw in the damn towel.
Yeah.
But like it was going to get bad
Yeah.
if Jake Paul stood back up and was like, "Let's keep doing this," it would have gotten bad.
He got knocked out 4 times before he finally got knocked out. I think.
I thought it was 5,
Was it
like
5?
5 or 6 times
It was
he
like
got knocked
2
down.
and then 2. Yeah, it was a long
like
time.
it was, and that was my thing. Is like if it was a traditional boxing match, you get knocked down that many times, they're stopping the match.
Yeah, they
And
really should have stopped it.
They should
They
have.
should have stopped it because he had no business, and he was breathing heavy out of his mouth,
Yeah.
and his hands were down, and he just kept getting up, but you could tell he was out of it.
Again, like if you just look at the body language of both fighters as they got to that point, right? Like right before the knockout, right before they get to that point, Jake Paul is drenched in sweat.
He's spent.
He's breathing heavily out of his mouth.
Yeah.
He, like you said, he has his guard down like this, trying to do like a Mayweather Philly shell, which didn't look nearly as good, right? And you can see the fear in his eyes, while Anthony Joshua has no sweat on him whatsoever and is smiling, knowing I'm about to kill this guy with my right hand.
And that's why you need a good corner. And I have to say, because the corner needs to be able to read the room. The corner needs to be able to understand when it's time to throw in the towel. That's when, I don't give a shit how prideful you are. That's when you need to realize that safety comes first.
Yeah.
And ultimately that was one of, I heard this story the other day about one of Tyson's biggest demise was when he got rid of Kevin Rooney. And of course, unfortunately, Cus D'Amato had passed away. He had a horrible corner. Part of the reason why he lost Douglas, because they were using a glove with water in it to try to get rid of that mouse on his eye as opposed to anti-swell. So going back to this fight, your corner has to be able to read the room and read the situation to know when enough is enough, if you know what I mean. Because if not, you're asking for a big problem.
And that's the thing, right? Like, save the fighter from themselves. It's kind of the same thing. Like right now, I was saying earlier that Evander Holyfield going out there and still fighting, like he would love to be one of the people that can make some money here towards the end off of like a Jake Paul promoted type fight. But Evander Holyfield, we know, is going to squander all that money and is going to have to be out there a couple of years later trying to do the same thing all over again.
Yeah.
Again, Evander Holyfield's got to be 60, right? Maybe even older. And the fact that they're trotting his geriatric, almost turned to dust ass out there, maybe this is an avenue like where boxers can finally get paid the amount that they deserve to get paid, putting their body on the line that way. And Jake Paul leaves boxing better than he found it type thing, right?
Yeah.
the spectacle, all that stuff that he brings, it brings eyes. And the only way you're going to grow the sport of boxing is by making people care, bringing those eyes. Right now, there's one person that the boxing community talks about, and it's simply Jake Paul.
Mm-hmm.
And we can extend it out even more than that. It's not just the boxing community, it's the fight game in general, whether it's MMA, whether it's wrestling, whatever it is. Jake Paul is the tip of the spear of the conversation right now.
Yeah.
Because everyone wishes they could promote the way that he does.
Yeah,
the MMA wishes they could pay their fighters the way that he gets
it would be nice,
paid.
and that's one of the biggest knocks though on. Even though Dana, they've done a great job in the respect of having the biggest fights of all of them, but it's still the lack of great paychecks is to me one of the biggest knocks. And considering the $1 trillion TV contracts that have really come out the last couple of years, Dana White needs to be able to find a way to pay these guys more, because they are the show nowadays. I mean, unless you have Canelo fighting, which he does once or twice a year, those are obviously always big fights, and he's not as good as he used to be. He's a mere mortal now since he lost recently. But the long story short of it is that MMA needs to also keep building on that respectability and cool screensaver, and building on things like that, and start paying these guys more as well.
Ashley Candelaria saying Logan was outside Anthony Joshua's corner like he was trying to pull his leg or stop him WWE style. I don't know if you saw that either, where Logan Paul was like, oh, you've lost every round. You've lost this. You lost that, blah, 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 like trying to do all of the like talking, the chirping. And you can just see Anthony Joshua just sitting there like, I am about to kill your brother. Like, what are you trying to egg me on for right now?
Sure.
Like all the frustration I have, I'm about to take out on you and your family tree is what it really felt like to me.
Yeah.
Augustine saying, but all people cared about was seeing Jake Paul get knocked out. I don't think it was that all people cared about was watching Jake Paul get knocked out. I think that is a great side effect, if we can call it that, right? Like that's a thing some people are always going to be happy about seeing. However, it feels like to me, no matter what it is, there's always an audience, right? Like every single Jake Paul fight has a tremendous audience with it, and you cannot deny that with him. And it's not just people like us that are boxing purists. I don't talk about boxing near as much because they don't give me anything to talk about. I love boxing. It is one of my favorite sports out there. It's a shame that it over the last decade or so, ever since Floyd Mayweather retired, that there's nothing really to talk about.
We love boxing because of the era, again, that we grew up in, where it was so damn good. That's why we love boxing. But obviously the kids nowadays, or the people, the generation nowadays, how could you truly say that you love boxing? They love a sideshow. That's what they love. And that's all this, kid is a sideshow. I mean, he's a clown. And again, you got to love the promoter aspect of him and Paul and all that. But, if they only knew what boxing used to be 25, 30 years ago, then you would truly love boxing for the art and the tremendous sport that it was. Not is, was.
Yeah.
And that's what's gone, unfortunately, and I miss it.
And that's the thing,
and I
right?
know you do too.
Oh, 100%. And I know everyone would always try to dunk on Mayweather, like, oh, his fights were boring. No. Mayweather's fights were a mental game, right? Like, I'm going to be, again, like that Philly shell that he would be in, where you could not touch Floyd Mayweather. And all he did was wear you down, and then start tagging you, knowing that I don't have to knock you out. I just have to land more punches in you because you cannot touch me. The name of the game isn't let me just stand there and get my face bashed in.
Absolutely.
It's let me hit someone else while protecting myself.
Let me get the win.
Exactly. And that's why, to me, Floyd Mayweather needs to be on this Mount Rushmore of like greatest boxers of all time.
Absolutely. No doubt. I mean, that's a given. You're giving me the Mount Rushmore of boxers. You're giving me 4: Floyd Mayweather, Muhammad Ali,
Tyson and
Foreman.
Yeah.
I don't see how I could argue with that. If you're throwing in a 5th, maybe Rocky Marciano, only because he was the only undefeated heavyweight champion ever that retired undefeated. And of course, then you got the Julio Cesar Chavez's. I mean, we have the 5A and, the other greatest fighters of all time. But those 4, I'm not going to argue with those 4.
No.
And people are going to bitch and moan and say, well, Tyson was the tale of 2 careers. Look, from 86 to 89 or to 90, Tyson was the most unbeatable fighter that we've ever seen. Okay. And after that, yes, his career declined fast, unfortunately. But the bottom line is from 86 to 90, he was the baddest man ever. And when you know, you know.
Oh, yeah.
You remember those fights.
Oh, yeah.
When you know, you know. You know what I mean? So,
Augustine saying boxing purist, a bunch of question marks on this. Used to be 25 years ago. All right, Gramps. And then saying no Mayweather, hell no. Wow, not a fan of Mayweather is Augustine Pimentel, and then saying we got to have Julio Cesar Chavez on that list too. And again, like there's so many names that you could put out here, like Triple G. Gennady Golovkin's peak was
Manny Pacquiao.
phenomenal. Pacquiao's peak was phenomenal.
There, you know?
Like a lot of these different things.
Joe Louis. I mean,
Yeah.
we're not even mentioning
Sugar
some of
Ray,
it. Sugar Ray Leonard,
yeah.
Sugar Ray Robinson. I
Yeah.
mean, again, you give me a top 10, okay? We're talking about the Mount Rushmore. You could put, 4?
Yeah.
Okay, again, it's going to be a tough call of your Mount Rushmore of boxing of all time. Obviously, you have to pick different weight classes because it's not like the NFL or other sport where they don't have weight classes. They just have, regular players in general. But then we have all weight classes. So we have to look at all different things, right? And aspects of the game and generations and differences of what happened in ages and stuff like that.
Right here, you can see on the screen that we have here, the smile on Anthony Joshua's face, the fear in Jake Paul's face, knowing that he's about to get absolutely rocked, and then the rocking.
Yeah.
And then what happened with it? What's going on? What are we looking at here? If you're looking at the vertical one, it's going to be a little weird like that. So the best thing that you want to do, if you want to move that camera out, see if it'll zoom out at first. If not, unplug the power because it does have enough battery for now.
Looks right now.
Yeah, but that's the vertical layout for it. We're just gonna have to find a way to.
Well, it looks good here though.
Later
I mean,
on.
looks
No, I know.
good.
Like the landscape one is perfectly fine.
Yeah, I got you. It looks like that's poetic right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I got you. But like again, you can see. I love that picture because you can see just the absolute fear.
Oh yeah.
In Jake Paul's face, like he knows. Oh my God, this man is about to murder me.
Yeah.
Ashley Candelaria saying facts, but I'll say some of these boxers like La Biquina and her team fighters fight that old school style. Most undercards have some amazing fighters. Fighters.
Absolutely.
Roy Jones is on there as well.
Of course he is. Now I have to go back to the local thing though. We talked about female boxing. Okay. Holly Holm next month, January 3rd, I think it is, in Puerto Rico, fighting Han. And we've had Han on our show before. Man, I'm excited for that one because you know what? Good for her.
Yeah.
Getting a big name like Holly Holm, the first person to beat Ronda Rousey.
Well,
you know what I mean?
And not just that, like
that's huge.
It's putting her and her talent. Like I wish that there could have been a promoter with the foresight that Jake Paul has, which is weird again to say it like this, but that there could have been a promoter like what Jake Paul has with the foresight that he has that would have allowed fighters like Jennifer Hahn to get the recognition they rightfully deserve, right? Because now Stephanie Hahn gets to be a part of this MVP promotion that's going on, that's helping all these boxers and especially the undercards. And then you look at, God, why can't I think of the names right now? I feel like an ass that I can't think of the names. But the woman from Ireland and the woman from Puerto Rico that were fighting on the Jake Paul cards just a couple of weeks ago.
You want me to look?
If you can. Because they put on some effing shows, man. Those were some amazing matches, amazing bouts that they had in those in those matches. Now we're finally starting to see. There we go. Serrano. Yeah, Amanda Serrano. And again, like it's awesome to see those people on the undercard getting the love that they deserve.
Yeah.
And getting paid mostly to go along with it, because the hardest thing with the fight game is that you have a ton of people out here that you have to pay, so you're not getting the paycheck that you think you're getting, right? Unless you're Mayweather, unless you're Tyson, unless you're whatever. I would love to see, because we've seen Mayweather do this as well with his exhibition matches. Look at how much money he got Conor McGregor, right? I would love to see a Mayweather Jake Paul collaboration on a Netflix streamed boxing match, like boxing, entire card, just to see what we can bring out.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That'd be tremendous. I mean, again, you have brilliant promoters come together, and I think nothing but great things will come. And I noted, I really like, from what it's gone from recently in Netflix broadcast, because what wasn't it like? Was it last year they had their first big fight? They broadcasted Tyson Paul fight, right?
Yeah.
And it was garbage just because of the technical difficulties.
Because of infrastructure.
But nevertheless, they they've come a long way since then, and it's, to me, Netflix is as good as any other avenue to have a huge fight like that, and you'll see more and more in the future. You've done a good job.
We've spent half an hour talking about boxing,
Which
and
is
I feel like we haven't spoken about boxing. At least not the two of us, since we had George Foreman on the show.
George Foreman.
Yeah.
That was
And-
wonderful, wasn't it?
And that's what dream come true. Once again, thank you for being able to pull that one off.
Yeah, of course.
But the fact of the matter is that boxing has been stagnant since then, just
Stagnant.
absolutely
Sleepy.
stagnant. And
Sleepy,
It's-
bad,
it's almost as sleepy.
It's almost like Sleepy Joe.
sleepy,
I don't like Sleepy Joe.
drowsy.
He was half asleep. Yeah, we are Trumpsters. Party us because we're doing our accents. Oh, did I say that? I'm so sorry. My apologies
No,
to
it's
you.
okay. We interrupt these impressions for a technical bulletin. We found out what was going on. Your newest software, StreamYard, allows you to change the aspect ratios of each of
Yes.
these videos going to the
Yes.
surfaces. Facebook looks perfectly framed. YouTube is the one that's missing much of your glorious selves.
But that's the YouTube vertical version. The YouTube landscape version is fine. It's just I think that's the thing that I'm gonna have to work on for next year. But that'll be another issue for another time. As of right now, thank you to the people that have been tuned in, chimed in, doing all this stuff, listening to us talk about boxing.
It's funny. I said Trumpster. You
I
looked
love
at me
it.
like I owed you money.
No, no. Whenever you said we're Trumpsters, I was like, wait a minute, whoa.
We now return you to our regular mayhem.
There we
Thank
go.
goodness.
Yes.
I just like when we do the accent.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on the accents. I'm an impersonator. I am. No, I'm not gonna go there.
He's a buffoon. Oh, did I say that out loud? Sorry. I was just kidding.
I mean, gotta call a spade sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, oh God, I was gonna say an inappropriate joke. Thank God,
Don't do
not gonna do it.
Just hold back. Hold
Yeah.
back. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna go Donald Trump on that one, but no, we are not gonna do that. We've got some amazing football and things like that are happening. Once again, Fire and Ice over here on a Saturday afternoon at Buffalo Wild Wings, 655 Sunland Park Drive.
So I have a question for you. Sorry, go ahead. Continue.
For the people.
Oh, yeah. So let's see. We got a lot of great things here. We got the
Fucking guy.
Pick Six here. And for $19.99, you can get 2 entrees, 2 sides, 2 fountain drinks. The Ultimate Sampler, which we get every single week. Destiny and I like the fried pickles. Daver likes the onion rings. And Tip and I eat everything else. And then, of course, you get a $10 bonus card when you buy $50 Hanukkah holiday card. I almost said Hanukkah card. Or not. And now, I have a question for you, okay? This
Yes.
talks about bowls, okay?
Oh no.
Is the college football playoff, which will be expanded again next year, probably to 16 teams, okay? Is it eventually going to lead to the demise of regular bowl games like the Sun Bowl?
Yes.
Yes.
So-
I
so-
agree. I agree 100%. Unfortunately.
Well, you see,
Right? You know what I mean?
This is the thing that I was saying to y'all. It was you and I believe Mike Golick Jr. just a couple of years ago, whenever they announced that there was going to be the expansion of the college football playoff.
Right.
Where I said the only way that we can save the bowls, the way that we have the bowls now, is if we expand it out to a 25-team tournament, right? And now we put an emphasis that every single bowl game matters. Every single one of them have some sort of stakes because now they're all a part of the college football playoff.
Right.
Now, what's going to have to happen with this in order for this to come through, in order for this to be something that helps save all the bowl games, and especially our bowl game that we have here in El Paso, our beloved Sun Bowl, is that the Sun Bowl is going to have to sever their ties with CBS. Like, it will have to happen that way because if ESPN is the right holder for the college football playoff, then in order for you to be included in the college football playoff bowl series that they might have going into the future, you need to be an ESPN bowl.
Right, yeah.
Right.
And that's hard to swallow, but it's going to have
Exactly.
to happen because here's the bottom line. And this is what it does. If every game matters, then you're going to actually see future NFL players play in every game more than likely because everybody and their brother wants to earn a national championship and they want to go out in style. So all these other BS games that nobody gives two shits about are not going to be relevant anymore. And unfortunately, rightfully so. And I know everybody wants to play. Here's the thing. These are what the bowl games are for. Unfortunately, for the guys that are never going to play football again, they want to play in that last final game. But if you have a chance of playing, albeit in the CFL, overseas, NFL, all the above, then you want to play in that game that matters and not some stupid bowl game that, 20 people are going to be watching, and there's going to be friends and family in the stands. You know what I mean? And I love the Sun Bowl. The Sun Bowl is so meaningful to you and I and everybody else here in El Paso. Great for our economy and so on and so forth. But I hate to say it. 5 years from now, is it still going to exist? I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's changing everything.
well, and this is the thing. So I have a graphic that I worked on because we spoke about this on the Tipping Point with Mike Tipton just a couple of weeks ago as well, about everyone's up in arms about this college football playoff season, and it's always been this way. Whether it's been the BCS, whether it's been the 4-game college football playoff, or now this new expanded 12-game playoff, they are inherently getting it wrong. And I know that you and I are diametrically opposed with this whenever I say that I don't care about the group of 5 teams being in the college football playoff. They do not belong. They are not going to win a national championship. The sun does not shine on that dog's ass. College football gives us the biggest difference of the haves and the have-nots. It just flatly does. But if you are 100% positive that you want to include these group of 5 teams, the James Madisons, the Tulanes, etc., you want these teams in here, then they don't need to be jumping, in the case of Tulane, 10 spots over 10 teams to be included in the college football playoff. Because if they were that good, then they should be the 10th ranked team in the playoff, not the 20th ranked team. James Madison shouldn't be the 23rd ranked team and be the 11th ranked team in the college football playoff. Like, it just shouldn't work that way. So include all of them. If you can't make the top 25, you don't need to be opening your damn mouth, right? Like just end it that way. So I have this graphic here that I created, which is like this would be the scenario. And in order to get this to work, you would need 24 bowls.
Right. That's a lot of bowl games still.
But it's not just that.
It's not 100 bowl games, but it's still a lot of bowl games.
But if you look, we currently have 44 bowl games.
And now here's the thing. Here's what I really love about this whole shtick is that teams are getting to host other teams. That's great. I mean, imagine one day in a weird, imperfect, parallel universe, UTEP actually makes the playoff and gets to host a game in front of 45,000 people at the Sun Bowl. Now, with that being said, okay, last night's game between OU and Bama was great because OU looked like they were going to beat the holy hell out of Bama. They were up, 17-0?
Yeah.
And then Alabama comes back and wins the game by 10.
Yeah, rolled off 27 straight.
I love the college football playoff. I'm okay with it. That was a great opening game.
No, I mean, I'm with you on the college football playoff. I am. I feel like a playoff scenario, an NCAA tournament, that one and done gives you the ability to create narrative and storylines and things like that leading into the tournament, right?
Right.
But this college football playoff, the way that it's been in the past, the way that it is now, they never get it right. You cannot tell me with a straight face that Notre Dame is not better than Tulane or James Madison. Therefore, they don't belong in the college football playoff.
I can't argue with you there.
And the thing is that we constantly make this issue. So now if we expand it out, we get to 24 bowls. That leaves 20 bowls for the teams that make it to 6 wins or whatever, right? Like, if you're not in the top 25, congratulations, you get these extra bowl games. But now, think of how many more eyes, and I don't know if you saw God, was it yesterday? Was yesterday the Xbox Bowl? No,
I don't.
It was the day before.
Yeah.
Was the Xbox Bowl? That gimmick, along with like the Pop-Tarts Bowl that they're doing. Did you see the Xbox Bowl gimmick?
I did not. What's the shtick?
They were just giving away Xboxes.
Oh, hey man,
like
that works
to the
for me.
fans.
They got to find some kind of gimmick. You know what I mean?
And like they had, it was great.
Were they giving away Pop-Tarts too?
Well, at the Pop-Tart Bowl,
that
they
works
were.
for me. I like Pop-Tarts.
Right, like it's just anything like that. Like even the gimmick of the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl, where they pour the frosted flakes on the winning coach and all that stuff. Right, like you have these little gimmicks and stuff like that. But now you're bringing an actual audience that's going to care about these bowls.
Right.
Like the Pop-Tart Bowl, they do phenomenal with what they do. You might be able to sell tickets to the game, but how many people are watching on TV?
Yeah.
And most of the time, it's not anybody.
Very sparingly,
right?
you know.
So now you make all these other bowls, and you can even alternate the lower bowls, right? Like even if it's a Sun Bowl, you let the Sun Bowl host one of the college football playoff like first round games one year, alternate to another place, bring it back the next year, right? So you just keep on alternating these bowls, so that way the money, the revenue, all that comes into these things, right? That's the only way you're going to be able to save this college football playoff that they have is by expanding it to the top 25, creating it the way that they need to create it, and then making sure that you have your group of 5 representation there. And if they're good enough to beat one of the, in this top 25 bracket, the top 7 teams will get a bye. If you can't beat the number 8 team, you don't need to be there.
No. I mean, I don't disagree. And like I said, the whole shtick this year of these teams boycotting bowls. I mean, hey, understandable. You guys don't need to be in a bowl game if you don't want to be in a bowl game. But in the end, it's a shame because it does hurt some of these bowl games, unfortunately, when these bigger names are not partaking in them. And again, it's taking away from the quality of the college postseason, college football postseason.
And again, like expanding and including the entire top 25.
Because if you're in the top 25, you should be in the postseason.
You should be, yeah.
You should be in the
in the conversation.
You should be in the real postseason,
yeah.
not just the Pop-Tart Bowl
exactly.
and the Toilet Bowl and the LA Bowl and all that other crap. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I'm just saying.
The Drano Bowl.
The Drano Bowl.
Yes.
And the Meineke Bowl or whatever. I mean, I don't even know all the names of all these freaking the dog bowl.
I had one. I used to have the names up on a list because I love. You know me. I just love long, ridiculous names. What was the one that I really loved? It was the Bad Boy Motors Gasparilla Bowl, brought to you by CVS. Imagine saying that, coming back and going to every damn commercial. Like it's just a mouthful, man. Because you got to hit the sponsors.
Yeah,
like you've got to hit the sponsors.
They pay the bills.
And it was the first time in my life I'd seen a bowl game brought to you by 2 sponsors at the same time.
It's like the New Mexico Bowl. Okay, UTEP has had the honor of playing in it a few times, and they've lost every time. But again, does anybody care about the freaking New Mexico
Bowl?
No,
but the way you make people care about them is by including them in the college. Well, no,
including them in the college football playoff, what everybody wants.
Exactly.
Even if you have no chance in hell of winning it, you have a chance in hell.
Yeah,
just because you're there.
The sun shines on the dog's ass.
Anyone can win the lottery.
Exactly.
You're there.
Just get to the dance, and whatever happens, happens.
You get hot.
And then now you avoid the epidemic that we've had in college football bowl games of the star players just not playing.
And not only that, but how great is it to say, okay, maybe we didn't win it, but we won 2 games, and how great is that for recruiting for these great guys to come for 1 year and then leave? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because that's what's going to happen anyways. But yes, I mean, who the hell wants a bowl game without all the star players?
Exactly.
Who cares?
But what it also does is it helps protect teams, right? Like the colleges and something. God forbid the colleges need protection
and the integrity.
Exactly. It levels the playing field. It gives everybody their opportunity, right? And like I told you before, I'm not a big group of 5 needs to be included. I really genuinely think they don't, because I shudder to think of what Bama could do to a James Madison.
Oh God.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't just mean on the scoreboard. I mean physically, because Bama's basically a NFL team going up against a Division I outlier that finally made it to be this good. Sure. You know what I mean? Like it can get bad, ugly, quick. But it levels the playing field if you expand the playoff the way that I think most people would be accepting of it. You get rid of all these weird caveats of, oh, okay, well, we got to have 2 group of 5 teams being represented in here, so they get to jump 13 teams in the just to get into the playoff. Because to me, if they were really that good, you'd rank them that good. So they don't need to be there. Like there doesn't need to be this carrot out there. We've seen teams like the UCFs, like James Madison, like Boise State, be a group of 5 team that's ranked in the top 10. So get there. You know what I mean? Like just get there. That's all you got to do. It's really in your hands. And in the case of Notre Dame, I totally get it. Yeah. I am on the side of Notre Dame here.
Yeah.
They were wrong. They are better than the 2 last teams that were in the playoff.
Yep.
They were ranked ahead of Miami for 5 straight weeks. And then all of a sudden on the last day, we say, nope, you're not in the playoff.
Yeah, that was
well, then what the hell did we do all this for?
No, you're right. I mean, that's why they boycotted the bowl game. And of course, unfortunately, the Sun Bowl was like, no, because they would have come to the damn Sun Bowl for the 3rd time. But, it is what it is. And you know what? The people were calling them whiners, but they boycotted it for a reason. And again, and then that's the greatest reason why you go back to the top 25, because so many years, the Boise State was becoming that great mid-major team, and they never had a chance to win a national championship. And this is what it would do for that previously great Boise State squad, the one that beat OU in the Fiesta Bowl years ago.
So because in the history of college football, We have one school that was good once. We should just make sure that every other school that was
they
good
were
once.
good for a long time. They weren't just good one. Now that was the biggest bowl game. What do you give me those eyes for?
Because
That
they
was-
weren't.
no, they were. They had some decent years. I mean, hey, they won the Humanitarian Bowl against UTEP in 2000.
Oh God! Oh man, you know what? Yeah, give them the national championship right there. They beat the co-champion WAC champions
Hey,
UTEP Miners in
at least-
2000.
At least we had one. At least we won the co-championship. No, they had some gloriful years. And anyways, long story short, I want to see Cinderella have a chance to dance in the college football playoff.
No, I agree. But it shouldn't come at the integrity of the game.
Again, that's why they need to take. It's going to go to 16. We're
But
getting
even
closer.
16 doesn't fix the issue
No,
because
baby steps.
Tulane was a 20th ranked team,
Yeah.
and James Madison was a 23rd ranked team.
Correct.
So like they
And Notre Dame
objectively wouldn't be there. Notre Dame was the 11th ranked
was,
team.
crazy, right?
Yeah. So like if we are placating and genuflecting to people's feelings, like, oh my God, we got to make sure everyone feels good, then sure. But it has to be an actual expansion. It cannot be this half-assed expansion.
Yes.
And
it won't be. I think they're going to, again, they're only going to do it half-assed because they're going to take literally,
and then I think of the amount of
It's-
money they'd be able to make off TV deals,
I mean,
expanding the playoff by like 2 more weeks.
yeah, I mean, it's going to go, and first of all, 3 weeks is pretty damn good for the playoff. I'm happy about that. So 16 teams, then of course, then it'll go probably 20 teams, then 25, 24, whatever. It's just going to keep expanding every single year. That's what's going to happen. You know what I mean?
Like I said, I think college football is the only sport where the weight of being a top 25 ranked team actually matters, right? Because college basketball, the way they expanded college basketball, again, it's super fun. Absolutely love it. But it's also kind of diluted the product. You know what I mean? Like 68 teams, we cannot afford to have 68 football teams.
Yeah, and the thing
playing
about
that
college basketball is that you can get in with a terrible
Yeah.
record,
Yeah.
winning your conference
Mhm.
championship, which is what we see every single year. But then the funny thing is that team wins a game in a tournament.
Yeah.
And it's very unpredictable. And that's the thing about those games is that they're all based on matchups and whatnot. And even though you're a superior conference versus a garbage conference, you just never know how that's going to transpire.
So if we expand college football to 64 teams getting into the tournament, we would need roughly 60 bowl games.
That's a lot.
It gives expansion to bowl games, but it also makes every bowl game matter. And then that's where you get the true like money making machine behind everything, to where you don't have the Bahamas Bowl where there's 30 people in the stands and 4 people watching on TV.
Yeah.
And I'm one of them because I was working at ESPN and had to watch the damn game. You know what I mean? Like it's just one of those things. Make all the bowl games matter. Obviously sucks for the Sun Bowl and for CBS because it's literally the only bowl game that's not on ESPN's platform. That's not an exaggeration. It is the only bowl game not on ESPN's platform, which to me is it's cool from the historical aspect of it, the future of the game, and the relevancy of the game needs to have ESPN's backing.
Yeah, I would say that.
Yeah.
I mean, ESPN is
It's ESPN.
ESPN. They're the juggernaut, and you have to be part of it, and you have to be associated with it if you want to be part of the big boys. That's just the bottom line. It really is. So, yeah I mean, I hear you.
The Commies and the Eagles play a little bit later on today. Look at that transition going from college football to the NFL. I love that we have NFL games on Saturday again. It just feels like we are going to overdose on football over the next couple of weeks because we had a good Monday night football game. It was actually kind of bad. We had that great Thursday night football game.
That was great. That's one of the best games I've ever seen.
So now we're going to have Monday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday football, 4 days out of the week. And now we interject all the college football bowl games that are going to be happening with college football playoff games, like what we have right now with Miami, a 3-0 lead over Texas A&M. And it doesn't look bad because you can't see wind, but it is a windy-ass stadium there. They had an overhead shot of the stadium, and all the flags were just straight out like that.
Yeah.
Like not even flapping, just straight out like that. It looked like they were made out of metal.
And this is a tough game. I mean, 3-0.
No, it's not as windy as it was.
8 minutes left in the game, and Miami, the U with a 3-love lead. My God, I mean, what a low-scoring affair this one is.
Imagine, and this is the thing. So if you don't know much about college football and like the atmosphere of college football, the reason why they call Texas A&M's fans the 12th man is because they do not sit down at all throughout the game. Could you imagine standing, cheering, doing all that shit all the way through the third quarter? We're in the fourth quarter now, and the score is 3-0. I like you give me something to cheer about.
Yeah, I don't know if I could do that. I have to sit down after a few minutes.
I have to sit down after a few
Yeah,
beers.
that's what I hear. I can tell.
But yeah, so we got the Commies and the Eagles playing today. Philadelphia can finally put the Dallas Cowboys to rest if they win. That's all we need to, as Dallas Cowboys fans, take the hope away. Dave, or your team needs to do it. Take the hope away by beating the Washington Commanders. If somehow, some way, the Commanders beat the Philadelphia Eagles, then the Dallas Cowboys need to lose against the LA Chargers, and then the Dallas Cowboys playoff hopes are over. We don't have to worry about talking about them anymore. They are gone, finito. We can look forward to the new season coming up, right? I also have a feeling that it's not going to work out in my favor because it just hasn't over the last couple of weeks. It just like Philadelphia is going to find a way to lose this game. They're going to lose to the Buffalo Bills next week because the Buffalo Bills, to me, are on a heater right now.
Yeah, they are.
The Dallas Cowboys will find a way, somehow, some way, to beat the Chargers because the Chargers' offensive line is a turnstile.
San Diego.
Superchargers. And then we will be right back in this same boat next week, hoping that the Dallas Cowboys just lose. Like, I just lose. But Philadelphia needs to do their part, win.
Right.
And Philly hasn't really been able to do it other than dominating the Las Vegas Raiders, but who doesn't?
Yeah, everybody dominates the Vegas Raiders.
Yeah.
That's why they're the Raiders.
So who you got in that game, Washington or Philly?
I think Philly's going to win.
Do you?
Yeah, I mean,
So they showed you enough, like that win over the Vegas Raiders.
that was a tremendous win.
It's the Vegas
I
Raiders.
know, it was a great win. Anyways, yeah, I think Philly's going to win.
They've invented weird ways to lose. Let's not forget
Well,
this.
let's hope that they lose then, right? You know what I mean?
No, because I need them to win.
Yeah, I know.
Take my heart out already.
Yes, I understand.
Stop
that.
delaying the inevitable.
Yes, tell me about it.
I fucking hate them. Not Philadelphia. Well, yeah, Philadelphia, but the Cowboys. That's what I'm talking about.
Tipster, you need the chaos back in sports.
Oh God, and it's going to happen. The Cowboys are going to win. Philadelphia's going to lose, and we're going to keep having this chaos going into the last damn day of the season because neither one of the objectively, neither Philadelphia or Dallas belong in the playoffs.
No,
They are so flawed. They're
both
so
shit.
bad.
They're both shit.
It's the same thing with whoever's going to represent the NFC South.
You know,
Those teams don't belong.
If you know, talking about Seattle and that big win, I've never seen a team win a game in that respect, right?
So weird.
That's a weird. I mean, that's the weirdest win I've ever. But it was
for
such a great game.
For those of you that don't know, a 2-point conversion was converted in the most outlandish and asinine way I have ever seen a 2-point conversion be converted. Sam Darnold, the quarterback for the
Seahawks.
Seattle Seahawks, throws a backward pass that just gets
It's the helmet of somebody.
yeah, gets ricochets off a
And then
helmet,
Charbonnet picks it up in the end zone.
lands in the end zone, and then someone no one's touching it. There's no whistle.
Charbonnet's just like,
Charbonnet just goes over, grabs it, and is about to toss it to a referee, and they're like, "Yeah, it's good."
it's good.
Because it was a backwards pass, it was a fumble.
Yeah.
And the fumble by itself advanced into the end zone. And that's the way the game ends. Like it's so crazy that's the way the game ends.
The reason
on
why
that.
the Seahawks are gonna fail, unfortunately, is because of Darnold. He will screw them in the playoffs. I have a feeling.
I don't know, dude. Like I
Their defense is amazing.
totally understand your reservations on this as to why would you trust Sam Darnold.
Screwed the Vikings last year, didn't he?
But over the last 2 years, he's got 25 wins opposed to 6 losses.
I mean,
He's
right
doing
now,
all right.
you know, here's the thing: if Seattle does get home field throughout, they'll be tough to beat up there. They'll be tough to beat there. They will. They can beat anybody at home.
And that division is up for grabs.
It is up for grabs.
Like with as good as the Rams have been playing, they have not been able to put a stranglehold on it because Seattle and even San Francisco's got an outside shot. They've been playing just lights out, just objectively, just really, really damn good. What's our other Saturday game? I know we got one more: the Packers and the Bears.
Packers and Bears. I'm looking forward to that one. That one's going to be great. Obviously, our boy Parsons tore his ACL, unfortunately, but I think Chicago wins that one tonight. I do. Now we have a 3-3 game.
Yeah, Texas A&M tying the game
It's really
here.
becoming a game now.
Ooh, it's a barn burner, as
It's
some
a
people would
barn
say.
burner.
It's a slobber knocker, as good old JR
College
would say.
Station. Good old,
Yes.
I got your slobber knocker. Okay. Anyways, that's where you say, have a nice holiday, everybody.
We still got like 6 minutes left. Shit. Actually, no, we started the show late.
I love the way you look at me. It's great. I mean, not in that way. You have a wife and all, but what I meant is that you give me that look, with the eyebrow and all that.
What a fucking way to end the final show of
Happy
Fire Eyes
holidays
of 2025.
This is why people tune in, because there's 2 idiots doing the show, right? I speak for myself.
I've got your slobber knocker. Have a good holiday, everyone.
Happy Hanukkah.